Scene 1, after take 2.
Welcome to part 2 of our 4-part video series Jam Fancy. In this video we're going to be looking at FL Studio 12. And I just want to let you know that we're not using the full version of FL Studio 12. We're going to be using the demo. In the demo, one of the biggest setbacks it has is you can't save your work. If you try to save your work, you get this warning. This version is a demo. You can save your product, but FL Studio will have to be registered, bought, in order to reopen it. That's the kicker right there. You have to buy the actual program if you want to open your saved work, so we can't save. So forget what I said in the last video about saving your work. We're not going to be saving our work in this program. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using FL Studio to enhance the 8-bit song we made last time. You see, the way it's going to work is I'm going to try to recreate the beat that I made in the noise and in the noise channel. And after that, I'm going to be looking for some instruments to accompany the melody, the 8-bit melody that we have set for the song. And then later on in the video series, we're going to put the sounds that we made. We're going to put the sounds that we get from FL Studio and add them to the song. And it's going to be a nice little song. You'll see. Give me a chance. Okay. So if you remember, back in back in FamiTracker, I told you to keep note of the tempo, which was 150, right? Up here, where it says 130, this is the tempo. It even tells you right there on the left. We need to change that to 150. 50. Okay. And now we're gonna get started with the beat. I just gotta remember though what the beat sounded like, so let me open it up here. Okay. Sorry if this gets stuck in your head. I'm going to be listening to this so that I can recreate the beat in FL Studio. Hold on. Okay. I'll put it back on in a bit. Here on the left, you have your instruments that you can choose from. I'm going to be looking at the drums. Packs, drums. This is just the default stuff you get when you download it. Download the program. So we're going to replace this kick with that new one. So I'm going to select kick up here, and I'm going to right click this, and I am going to go to send to selected channel or focused plugin. This is a focused plugin. I didn't select the channel. It's replaced. Hold on. Okay. So this right here, under where it says channel rack, when you click on one, you're setting the beat. So if I press play, See? If I left click it, it'll highlight this and it turns on, and when it gets to this part, it'll play it in the tempo 150, if that makes sense. If I right click it, I turn it off. So I'm going to try to figure this out. Now, let me see. How do I... Well, I think that's what it's going to be. Okay, so that's the beat we made. So I finally, let me see. Okay, let's play this. Oops. Okay, we're gonna save that out. So you can export stuff, you just can't save the project file. So that's the good news, you can still export the stuff you make. So we're gonna export it as both WAV and MP3 just in case. Where did I have... Here, I'm gonna make a new folder. New folder. Save me. Save. Wave. Okay. Start. Should be really quick. There you go. It's done. Okay. Now we got now we made the beat. Now the next part of this is making the melody. Not the melody, what's it called? Oh, the harmony, you know what I'm saying, you'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to make a new file and clear this all out. Goodbye. There we go. It's been done. It cannot be undone, I think. Let me see, undo. Nope, didn't work. Okay. So I'm going to open up here the actual file. Okay, let me explain. Before I get too ahead of myself here, let me explain. So, back in FamiTracker, I mentioned that about Pulse 2, I did not use Pulse 2 at all. Well, what I would have done in Pulse 2, I'm going to do now using FL Studio 12. Now, let me show you something. So here in instruments, they gave me some bass, some guitar, some keyboard, some orchestral. Let's go orchestral. Wait, not orchestral. Yes, wait. Let me find my way through this. Legacy instruments. Here we go. Orchestral strings. Right click, open a new channel. Here it goes. And there, not yet, almost. Come on. Okay, there it is. Just like in FamiTracker, the keyboard works like a piano. And I believe the keys are the same, just as I explained in the previous video. Now, what you can do in FL Studio is essentially the same thing as in FamiTracker. If you were to right-click on the instrument and go to Piano Roll, you get this window here. Now, in FamiTracker, you would press the space bar and you start pressing keys. Well, I don't believe I can do that. Can I? Maybe I can. Nah, never mind. If you can, I don't know how, and I never figured it out. So I decided just to ignore it. When you click here, around here, you are putting notes in. And you can drag them, make them longer. This is going to sound terrible when I play it, but and when you right click, you can take them away. It's essentially the same as Family Tracker, except with the exception that you use the mouse instead of the keys on the piano. And well, like I said, I'm not super well informed when it comes to this program, I admit. But this process is very tedious, and so we're going to use a different method to get the music out of this program. We're going to freehand it. That's pretty much what we're going to do here. But I know you're curious, so I'm going to press play and see what this sounds like. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh yeah, and here's the piano roll. It replaces the beat thingies. You can see it here in its entirety, but we don't need it. Control A, delete. Out of here. Close. So what we're going to be using along with FL Studio is another program called Audacity. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's free. And we're going to set this thing up. In Audacity, what I like to do to record music from my computer, I can go to the microphone settings in Audacity. Let me go to Audacity real quick. And I'm recording my voice right now, which you are listening to. Over here in the microphone section, I have an option for a stereo mixer. That's my microphone. The stereo mixer lets me record whatever comes out of the speakers of my computer. And so what we're going to do is we're going to play the music freehand in FL Studio and record it at the same time with Audacity. Yes. All this because I didn't want to take the time to learn FL Studio 12 in its proper form. So I found a shortcut. But if you know how to do it, if you know how to really work with this program FL Studio 12, go for it. You probably have a better handle on it than I do, but I like doing it this way because it's just easier for me. So bear with me, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be playing around and trying to make a song. Accompaniment with the song. Let me find a better instrument. I don't think I'm going to use... Well, maybe I will, but let me see what else we got here. I would like... If only they had an accordion. No, not right now, though. A trumpet? I got tenor sax. Electric guitar, too. It's loading, my electric guitar is loading. Now, let me find more. What is this? I'm just curious. I'm gonna see. It's practically the same. Unless I... Let's not do that. Okay, we're okay. Here's the song. Alright, it took some time, but I think I got it. I was having trouble because the melody uses a lot of the sharp keys, the sharps, and I was having trouble with that. But now I think I've got the handle of it, and I recorded a couple things, and I put them together so you can see how it's more or less gonna be eventually. So, here, have a listen and see what you think of it, and I'll get back to you real quick. Okay, so that was using FL Studio to add on to our 8-bit song. I didn't do a whole lot, as you can see. I made a beat real quick, and then I put a couple of tracks together. I freehand recorded that, and put it together. But we're not done. In part 3, we're gonna use real life instruments and sounds. And we're going to go back to Audacity to record those sounds again. So stay tuned for part 3 as we spice up our song and get it going. Stay fancy.